Wow! Oh yes, good morning everybody. How are we on this Funner Friday? And we have some great breaking news that Paul Kirby is a very old tucker. It's his birthday today!
It is!
How are you, my friend?
25 today, 25 today.
How was that paper round?
Numbers, bit of VAT.
Rounding up.
How are you, bud?
I'm very well. Very excited. So everybody must go out and look at my gift to myself, which is on LinkedIn. Everybody, it's a video. No surprises there. But it's about Network Rail, and it's brilliant. What they did yesterday and over the whole week is just fabulous. Staff engagement, driver engagement, leadership engagement with electric trucks, vans, and everything. No cars in sight. Yes, and it was just brilliant. I loved it.
Right,
Right,
you're like
that's your
Pirate
freebie.
Paul.
Right.
So cute.
I know.
Right, now. Okay, morning Sarah, how are you?
Oh, very well. Actually, that's such a lie. I've got a cold and I feel sorry for myself.
No, that's
But
a
apart
bit
from that, I'm
poop.
fine. I have been burning the candle at every conceivable end, though, this last 2 weeks, so I'm not bothered. Hey, Paul, I'll send back your birthday gift if you're so mean to me.
What? I've got a birthday gift?
Well, not anymore. Just saying.
Oh,
And I'm in Lanzarote. It's a tough old life, but yeah, 33 degrees today. We've got the
oh,
Kalimas.
lovely.
So Sahara sand everywhere. It's utterly fabulous and I'm blessed. Anyway, welcome to the news and views of the award-winning EV Café. 30 minutes of what's happening in sustainable transport with these two Muppets, all supported by the quite wonderful Drax electric vehicles. Now then, grab a cuppa, plug in to what's been happening in clean transport this week, and coming up, we've got the AA. They're up to some stuff. They've got the AA Readiness Index, which shows that there's some way to go before mass EV adoption. There's been some ministerial deck chair moving at the Department for Transport. We'll cover a little bit of that. See, I know, but you know, we like to know who's kind of holding the reins.
Annoying.
And sad news about Compleo and Plug Me In exiting the UK electric vehicle charging market will show that it's not all plain sailing for people, and the shift from new to used vans is happening in the commercial vehicle market. Happy days. And of course, we'll be giving you shout outs and making sure that you feel funner. But first up, it's the EV Café Commercial Clap, where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
Oh, yes. I know this. Sorry, everybody. Just so you know, Tucker's been distracting me, and therefore I've not been able to do my job. Here we go.
A commercial clap from the EV Café.
Innovation applauded.
Thank you, Paul. Well played. 6 in 10 supermarkets now have high-powered EV charge points. From January 24 to June of this year, supermarkets have added 1,001 charge points at 260 locations, with the total number of supermarket charge points now standing at 4,000, a 34% rise. And on those that were in place in 2023, it means that 5% of all UK's 84,000 charge points are now located at supermarkets. Great to see them stepping up and doing their bit. AI. If you use AI to manage electricity and demand, then you can make contributions which are enormous and savings. A randomised control trial of 13,000 UK consumers saw significant bill reductions using AI over EV charging. The Centre for Net Zero, the Energy Research and Artificial Intelligence Institute were responsible for predicting the future of energy demand, and they did this trial. It found that using AI managed EV charging led to an average annual bill saving of around £340 in the trial, or approximately 650 quid if consumers were to switch from a standard flat tariff. So AI, it can do good, and we kind of like it. And then finally, Volvo delivers the first all-electric deconstruction site. So you know where they break down buildings and all that kind of stuff. every single piece of equipment on site provided by Volvo, fully powered by electric, to deconstruct a site in Erlangen in Germany in collaboration with the technology company Siemens and Metzner Recycling. The initiative is part of Siemens' €500 million technology campus development, and they're using compact, mid-size and grid-connected construction machines across a 25,000 cubic metre site. Also want to give a big shout out, just before we finish this, to Chris Rimmel, who's joined EV Blocks, one of our wonderful sponsors, as UK Business Development Manager. Welcome, Chris. Good on you, my friend. Now then, should we get on with the news, chaps?
Let's get on with it.
Okay, right. A new AA Readiness Index aimed at supporting drivers through the electric transition has revealed that there's some way to go before mass electric vehicle adoption becomes a reality. The index assesses 8 critical factors influencing drivers' readiness to switch to EVs, and they are cost of a new EV, cost of the used EV, cost of EV insurance, the cost of home charging and a home charger, the cost of public charging, access to charging, EVs running out of charge, and roadside EV repair rates. The current readiness rating stands at 47.5 out of 100, indicating that whilst EVs are a viable and attractive option for some, that'll be us, significant barriers remain for mass adoption. Drivers tell us that they're excited about going electric and they love the tech, but they're also confused and cautious, said AA President, the legend that is Edmondo King. Now then, I wonder, I saw somewhere.
Yes, we've got the yes. Oh, you did that, right? Okay.
Let's
Hello.
Ta-da! Jack Cousins, everybody.
Hello, how are we doing? And Paul, I hear it's your 18th birthday today, and you can have your first
18th.
legal
Yes,
fight.
absolutely. I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Now
very
then,
much.
Look at the size of Jack's whopper there. Good to see you, my friend. A brilliant report. What was the big nugget that came out for you of all of the metrics that you captured in this report?
So our readiness index really is aimed at that mass adoption bit that we're all trying to figure out at the moment. And what we're focusing on is what are going to be the key factors in all of this. And the reality is that when we asked our members, there were lots of things at play. And actually, one of the things that we did in collaboration in alongside our first report is we asked them about the government grant that they have just brought back in for new cars. And what people told us was actually a large sum of members don't buy new, they buy used. And therefore they said, well, this grant, it's fine, but it doesn't do anything for me because I primarily buy a used car. So we then said, okay, well, what would work for you? Perhaps understandably, their response was some form of used car incentive, be it a used car grant or some sort of loan scheme to help them make that transition would be helpful. There is still a lot of confusion, though, that remains around EVs, but the overriding emotion from our members is they're not hostile to EVs, they're just hesitant. They want a bit more hand-holding, which is why our first rating is at 47.5 out of 100. For some people, people like me, an EV works, but for lots of people up and down the country, they're just not ready yet.
And Jack, may I just follow up? I wonder, you have quite wonderful connections in your own network and across the senior management team right through to Edmund King. I assume that the findings are being put before ministers and those who are able to bring forward the sort of support that we need.
We are indeed. So we've shared this report with Department for Transport and OZ. We've also discussed it with people within the EV industry and said, look, this is what we're creating. This is what our initial findings are coming up with. We're going to do this every quarter, and we want people to be part of the conversation in all of that. And the feedback we had from those stakeholders was actually, we feel this is a fair assessment of where we are. We think that, yes, there are lots of positives if you're in a certain scenario, but if you're not in the right environment, for example, the sort of age-old adage of you don't have any dedicated off-street parking, that seems to be a big particular barrier that people are having at the moment. Similarly, if you're not, you don't have that ability to buy a new car, you know, all of these things are sort of adding up to that. I'd like to participate, but I just can't at the moment, or the environment isn't quite right for me at the moment.
Pablo.
Yeah, so a couple of things really. First of all, the government sadly aren't listening. We've been talking at least a year for the government to say, look, focus on the used market. Ben McDonald makes a reasonable point in the chat there around, we need to incentivise new so that there are used, because the price is already very good for used vehicles. But it's that awareness that needs to get out there. And the second thing is, can the government just put one person in a seat for more than 6 weeks? I mean, for goodness sake, we've spent months working with Lillian Greenwood, working with the Transport Secretary, educating them, helping them get to speed, and only for them to go and sweep another cabinet somewhere else. And it's like, for goodness sake, if that CV turned up in your office, you'd go, well, they've had 3 jobs in the last 6 months. No, I'm not looking for them. I want somebody that's going to stick about. I mean, come on, please.
So we completely agree with that political frustration. Even more frustrating is that even during this week, Lillian Greenwood is back at the Department of Transport.
What?
She's back in.
That's actually sensible.
So she is now going to straddle 2 roles. She's working in the Whip's office, but she's also back at DFT. However, she doesn't have the electric vehicle brief. She's going to be looking after local roads and local transport. And the new minister who's come in, Keir Mayer, who incidentally doesn't have a driving licence, is looking after the EV brief. So there's
Tucker's crying. I can hear him whining. He's going mad, the poor dog. We've got to sort this out.
I know,
it's
bless him.
It's rather like me being made responsible for hair care products. Anyway,
John, I feel your pain.
My friend, thank you so much for the research, and thank you for joining us this morning. We love you very much. Now bog off.
Thank you very much.
See you soon, my friend. Take
See you,
care,
Jack.
buddy.
Thanks for coming.
Tell you
Right,
what, John,
okay.
there was, he said it first, but he quoted overriding emotion in there. Absolutely right. Overriding emotion, indeed.
Oh, very good.
Saw what you did there. Right, we're kicking him out. That's it. He's gone. But bless him for being here. Now then,
I know.
Shall we do the cheeky shout-outs? And we can take a little bit of time over this, because you've already broken the second story, which was about the moves in politics with ministers and various people moving around. So we've got some extra time, which is great news. But let's do the shout-outs and give some love to people, because Daryl Sharp, bless his little cotton socks, 6:35 this morning, smashed the doors in, and he said everything funner will happen in a little over 3 hours. You are so right, my friend. Second in was Economy Trucks, Steve Warts. He was in at 7:15, and Gary Comerford.
Late.
He's missed.
Just late.
Missed. Well, 8:13, missed the last few episodes due to work commitments, but I'm back now and ready to be entertained and educated. Marvellous. Have you been working on a film, Gary? Do tell. Graham McLaren Harris, morning EVers, morning sir. James from Screamwash King, hello my darling. Leon Gomez, how are we all? That is a very, very excellent question. Give us your numbers. How are you feeling today? I've been asking throughout the week when I've had messages coming through from people, how are you doing? Let's just go round the table the virtual table. Sarah, how are you doing?
Very good. A little poorly, but lots of wins this week. So I'm going to say 7.5.
7.5. Pablo?
I'm just worried that Sarah's a little poorly.
I am.
Poorly.
No.
Yeah.
She likes a
terrible
van.
joke. Anyway, so
your nickname at school.
And so
I've had counselling for that. I'm great. I'm actually really, really good. It's fun. It's Friday and it's my birthday. Yeah.
Are you going out for dinner or anything?
Dinner is being cooked, and then then out over the weekend to go party.
Marvellous. Now then, let's get back to the shout-outs.
What about you, John?
Yeah, but the shout-outs. Yeah, what about you? What about you?
Do you know what? I'm on holiday in the sunshine in Lanzarote. Let's think. 10. Peter Heath. He's in the house. He's got nice teeth. and it's lovely to see you here, mate.
Where is
Yeah, he's here. LinkedIn user 954.
Right,
Ron
it's on.
Godfrey.
Oh.
Look at the queue. It's longer than Apple Store on launch day. Oh, bless your heart. And then he's also here. DEV. Dev Chakravarti. In the house.
Chakravarti.
Michael Barton's in Bristol. Ash Bannister. Oh, two mugs himself.
mugs.
He's here. Wayne Dunn.
Done.
A steady 8. A steady 8. Good. I'm pleased to hear that. What's made it that way? Ron Godfrey wants to know who's that mutt. That's Paul.
It's me. And this is Tucker.
Leon wishes you a very happy birthday, Paul. Michael Barton also does. So does Teresa Swift. So does Ron Godfrey. Rob Dustin. Good morning to you, sir, and happy birthday, Paul. Matthew Ling. Oh, Matthew Ling. We love Matthew Ling from Suffolk. Hello, mate. Ben McDonald. Good to see you here. Charlie Gilbert. Long time no see. Great to see you here.
Hey, Charlie.
Oh, no. Hey.
Same
you're a good
birthday as
man.
his daughter. Well, there we go.
Good man, Charlie Gilbert. Toby Hiles. Hello, Toby. Giving off BBC Kids TV vibes. Oh no, I think some of those have ended up on the register, of
Stop it. Stop that immediately.
Mark Smith, MBA, no less, welcome. Gemma Robinson from Highlands and Islands, liking the AA mascot. Tom Middleditch. Morning peeps, happy birthday, Paul. And if you haven't seen our videos, have a little squiz on LinkedIn. There we have been working with Europcar. Paul, tell us about the eVan Sustainability Report.
Well, do you know what? The mad people at Europcar gave me a whole page to talk about vans at the opening of this report, but don't let that put you off. It has lots of really great insight on how to transition and how rental can make that transition really easy and just seamless, really. So, understanding tech, understanding the vehicles, understanding mindset and all of those good things, all of that stuff is packed into this brilliant report, which you can download from our website on evcafe.org. Click on the article there on the front page and you will get to that report. Download it and enjoy it at your leisure.
And Paul wrote that article himself and put it on our website himself, and it's a masterpiece. It really is good. Well done, mate. Good work. I want to also say thank you to Ian Mayhew for joining us, Martin Sweeney. Who else we got here? Golly jeepers. Rachel Lewis. Oh, Rachel. Now, we're going to be talking about your old business next. Sarah Gray. Good to see you here from the Dawson Group. Mark Elliott, good morning from Crete. Well, I'll send you a little wave out the window. There you go. Hello, mate. Who else we got? We got so many. Nick Jarrod.
Oh, Nick Jarrod.
Nick Jarrod from Drax. We mentioned you.
He's
right
here
at the
for
top of
10
the show.
minutes. He's just in time.
Stuart Humphrey, 3 out of 10, mate. If you need anything, whistle. We're all here for you. Bit tough. And Daryl Sharp, 007 Shaken Not Stirred. I stayed in a hotel this week and the room number was 007. I kid you not. Phil Reeves, good morning, my friend. Good to see you. I think we're getting there. We must be pretty well done. Listen, we say it sometimes, but we don't say it enough. You matter. You are wonderful. And I can't believe after whatever it is, 2.5, 3 years that we've been doing this, that we're still here and we're still doing the news. And people in our industry are starting to say, "Fudder!" when we talk to them. Seriously, we've had so many comments, and it's
Fun,
down to you. Good stuff, Paul. Thank you. So thank you very much for all you do. Now, we mentioned Rachel Lewis earlier, and she worked for Compleo. And Compleo and Plug Me In have pulled out of the UK market, blaming tough trading conditions in the EV charging and infrastructure sector. Compleo provided a range of slow, rapid and workplace charging solutions for fleet EV operations and has worked with Network Rail, Darlington Borough Council and Islington Council. The latter had appointed Compleo earlier this year to roll out a £1.2 million charging infrastructure project. A spokesperson for Compleo told Fleet News, who we have worked with on this report, after careful consideration, our parent parent company Costal has made the decision to cease operations of Compleo charging solutions with immediate effect. We want to reassure our customers that they will continue to receive full support in the short term from the UK team. However, soon after, this support will transition to our head office team in Germany. Plug Me In's managing director Kim Ratcliffe communicated to partners that the business will no longer sell EV charging, heat pumps or eco products and will instead focus on commercial solar installations. PMI, which is owned by parent company Callison's, already withdrawn from the domestic EV charger market in the UK last year. Let's start with Sarah. Sarah, this is a people thing for me, as always, and people like Rachel are massively affected by this. I was lucky enough to be with both of you at the launch of some of their products. To see Compleo pull out of the marketplace, to see PMI saying about tough trading conditions, it's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is, and people are reaching out though, which is a really nice thing to say. And using your network, as so many are, is just is the best piece of advice we can give, because every cloud has a silver lining. It may not feel like that right now, but it may be that in a couple of years' time you'll have a brand new role, which, who knows, may even surpass the one that you've got, or you'll take a break, you'll relearn, you'll come back swinging. We were at the EV Summit this week, and Bloomberg were presenting on which charging companies, as in operators or indeed hardware manufacturers, were making a profit. And guess what? Very few were. In fact, I think the one at the top of the leaderboard turned a 4% profit. Yeah. So, we're doing well if we tip over 1% in haulage, and I feel like that's the same for EV charging. So, yeah, people will prevail. The product is required. We are still at the front edge of that innovation. So it's just really tough out there. But I think people just need to remember tenacity is everything. Really nice comment in the chat there about lots and lots of bookings for chargers. And even my phone keeps saying, would you like to optimize your sales lead process for EV charging installation? The market is listening, definitely listening. Just really tough time.
Yeah, and Paul, your reflections on it?
Well, I think, we've got to understand that there are a lot of companies going at this, and we cannot have a race to the bottom. That is not helpful for the market. Everybody's cutting each other's throat now. It's slightly less a collaborative in world now, because people are fighting for the space, fighting for the thing, and so it will ultimately become that end of the market that is not profitable and it's a lead in. But you've got to think about your wider proposition, so you can't just come in with just a charger. Our partners Drax have got software and other elements to the AC and DC and energy and all of that sort of stuff. It needs to be wrapped up. You can't just sell chargers, I don't think. That's my humble opinion. I'm sorry if that's not helpful for people, but I just think that to be a one-trick pony in this market, we talk about the ecosystem and celebrate that whole thing. You've got to think about how the many ways of building out your proposition so that you have more than one element to the thing. Not to say that Compleo were like that or the others, but I'm just
the one who's at the top of the leaderboard is only chargers. That they've just been unapologetically focused on the one type of charger, and that's that. I was asked this yesterday. Why do you think they've been successful? And it's because they've got this amazing team ethos. They've been unapologetically focused on their product range. They haven't deviated from their initial market promise. Their product line is narrow. And I think there's something in that sustainability message. Same with Europcar report, reading the back half of the sustainability message. Good partners can help you to have a much lower carbon footprint. And it's sometimes up to 10% in a procurement exercise if you've got good ESG qualities. So, there's lessons to be learned from a lot of people, but you've got to be careful of the numbers. Sometimes these profits are caused by losing people, which is obviously also hard and harsh.
One of the final thoughts from me is that we know the people affected. We know them not just as colleagues, but as friends. And we are a community. So if people are able to place business development people, technicians, software people, then
marketing,
we should all pull together to make that happen. We need to keep our industry strong, keep talent in our industry, and not lose them to other industries who are not having the challenges perhaps that we are. Thanks, guys. Right, okay, final story, 1024, and Mark Smith says, focus, focus, focus. We always do, dear. We always do. Now,
not us. I think the market.
Cox Automotive has developed forecasts for both new and used commercial vehicle markets for the first time. Commercial vehicles, Paul, this is like vans and stuff.
Van
In
stuff.
the new commercial
Vans.
vehicle market, the forecasts project that the market will reach 321,000 new van registrations by the close of 2025, representing a year-on-year decline of 11%. Meanwhile, for used vans, the outlook is significantly more positive, with transactions forecast to total almost 1 million units. Whilst this represents 0.9% decline compared to 24, it's nearly 12% above 2019 levels. This illustrates the substantial shift between the two markets since 2020, as buyers have increasingly opted for reasonably priced used vans over new models. Does this track? And so the increase in the use of used vehicles, does that track across to EVs, Paul? Because this speaks generally to commercial vehicle sales generally, no matter what your fuel type. But I guess we're starting to see people buying more used EVs.
Well, so I was recently speaking to a company about, moving them on a transition to electric vans. And they said, is there anything to stop us trying out with some used ones? And I was like, no, that's exactly actually a really good shout, because there are some really good deals there. So the challenge we've got is we've got to keep the new market rolling, but we've also got to kind of get those used ones sold. So there's work to do in the used market to bring the confidence in electric vehicles up to the standard that people, they know what they're looking at when a diesel 150 brake horsepower L3H3 Transit goes through. They know exactly what it's all about. But when they look at the van, now there's 2 Transits available with 2 different size batteries. You don't know what size batteries are on. So as they're going through, they don't immediately know what they're looking at. So they've suddenly got to go to some paper or online, and they don't necessarily understand it. And they don't know where their market is yet, because again, when we reflecting back to government, we were saying we want help in the used market, and that could be about education, it could be about campaigns within the SME sector, all of the sectors that typically buy those vehicles. So there's a lot to do in that sector. But the stats are still tricky for used, but it's more stable over the last 3 months in particular, but it has had a torrid time over the last 18 months, so in electric specifically. But it does seem to have found its level, and maybe we'll now get it back up.
If only there was some organisation that was really good at communicating messages about EVs and the facts around them, rather than just the hyperbole from the Daily Mail's era. Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be nice? Thank heavens for us.
It is thank heavens for us, and it's thank heavens for you that you are here, all of you, to be the ambassadors for the industry. We've got to stay strong. We've got to keep going. And yes, Leo Pickford, somebody did say vans. Paul said he doesn't like cars, which I did take offence at, but I wasn't triggered. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm still at a 10. Right, now then, if you've got any clean transport, PR or news stories that you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from these guys. And I can't believe, Paul, that you've done the whole thing with a tucker.
Aww.
He's my little friend.
Tucker.
Well done, mate. Oh, it's not.
He's not a pleasant tucker, he's a pleasant tucker's son.
Now,
You
don't
were
be
so
rude.
brave.
This has been an EV Café production. Other sustainability news services are, of course, available. But this is just fun.
Fun.
You're
Other-
so cute, Tucker.
Oh, I just love that. The EV Café is truly blessed to be partnered with the AA, Webfleet, Europe Car, Iveco, Schneider Electric, EV Blocks, AW Energy, CPD Bodies, and True Charge. Welcome to the posse. Whoop, whoop. We are the EV Café, supporting the transition to clean transport with our friends at Drax Electric Vehicles. Nick, Gerald, thanks for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the day and your weekend wherever it takes you. It's taking me to a swimming pool just outside those patio doors there.
Ooh, Susa.
I know. Until next Friday. Bye.
Bye.
Somebody
It's
says
my
they want taco
birthday.
every week.
It's my
Happy
birthday.
birthday to
Day
you.
to ya.
Happy birthday.